Koenji, Awa Odori 2025, my friends. There we go. Hey. Oh. Yeah, すみません。Alright, there's a huge 4-day pop-up here near my shop, and we're gonna go over and pick up a massive haul that I just got. Oh dude, busy. I was at the shop until like 11 p.m. last night, and here I am hauling again, my friends. Haul number 2 in 2 days. August hauls are hot as hell, my friends. But look at all that paper gold. Dang. The horror movies. Yeah, man. All right, let's take a look at some of the stuff I picked up at the 4-day pop-up held over Awa Odori weekend here in Tokyo. It was an amazing weekend. Got to see tons of friends. About 1 million people rolled through Koenji. It was wild. But my office, the bookshop here, overlooks one of the main parts of the routes, so we just got to watch it from the comfort of our amazing bookshop. But I picked up about 150 books. Some of them I can't show here, and obviously I'm not going to show you guys 150 books because we'll be here all day, so I cherry-picked about 30 of them for us to take a look at in this video. I always pick up horror when I go to these like little pop-up things, if it's, you know, depends on what they have and stuff, but The Headless Girl by Koga Shinichi, who did Eko Eko Azarak. That cover is amazing. I'm not going to flip through a lot of these because we just don't got time for that. Mako by Hino Hideshi, like Ghost Girl Mako. This is one of my favorite Hino Hideshi books. Ooh, worms. Body horror. Dissected frog. Creeper. Yeah, fun stuff. Another one, Mori Yukiko. Love Mori Yukiko's covers and stuff. And what's Kazuhiko? What's this? Mihara, Kazuaki Mihara. Great cover. Look at that with the rose, the thorns, tied down in thorns. Amazing. Love myself some shoujo horror. And what else did we get? I got a little Eroguro. I got some Yoshida stuff, but I also got, of course, Yume no Kyusaku by Maruo Suehiro, one of my favorite Maruo covers of all time, and Kinran Dons. There's actually 2 editions of this with variant covers, but this one's got a best spine of all of the Maruos. I mean, I don't know, that spine's pretty sick too. But let's take a look at some more stuff that I got. I got a bunch of art books while I was over at the pop-up. I found Tiger Tateishi's Tra, or Tora. Like, Tora means tiger. So, you know, a little Japanese lesson for you. Amazing psychedelic manga and art. This is his manga book. He's got other books that are children's books. He's got books that are art books, but he does some wild layout and art in all of his books. I just love everything that Tiger Tateishi does. And it's cool. Check this out. Like, this is all like fake digital. But look, it turns upside down. You gotta flip it around like this. Yeah, he's a creative dude, but Tiger Tateishi. What else we got here? I got some Naoyuki Kato sci-fi illustration books. These are hard to find and, quite frankly, some of my favorite 1970s sci-fi out there. Of course, Noriyoshi Orai is always amazing. There's a handful of guys that did covers for SF magazines, sci-fi magazines, but these are just great. What's up with Maryland in space? Still has the Asahi Sonorama Anketo questionnaire card. I actually had number 2 as well, but sorry, I sold it before I had a chance to shoot this video. What else did I get here? This was an awesome pickup. Of course, warning, Genma Taisen is the first, or Harmageddon, you know, is the first anime that Katsuhiro Otomo worked on. Infamously, he was under crazy deadlines. He hated the experience. Everything about working on this film frustrated him. and he still went on to make Akira. So this is the art book, and this is the movie pamphlet, but what's rad about this movie pamphlet is, check this out. It comes with the original flyer that was handed out at the movie theater for the release, which is really rare. I actually have one of these I already had one of these without the flyer, but I found this one with the flyer and I was like, yeah, that's going home with me. And then of course the art book, which is also amazing to see Otomo's early concept drawings. This one I have up on japanbookhunter.com, where you can go for all of your manga, art book, photo book, movie pamphlet, and vintage magazine needs. So I've shown this before. This is Miyazaki's Daydream Note, which is cool, of course. Everyone loves this book. This is the one that I usually show. But when I was at the pop-up, I found this variant cover edition. I've never seen this one before. I've only had this one. I've probably owned about 5 of these. Never had this one before. So I was stoked to find one with a different cover, different layout, but the inside's the same. Different cover layout, not inner layout. But yeah, the inside's still the same. War machines from Porco, Nausicaa, and other Miyazaki Hayao anime, mostly Porco though. That's a rad one. And here, check this out. This is sick. Bramu, the sound of an explosion, bramu, bramu, but written as blame and so on. Of course, Nihei Tsutomu. This is a hard one to find, my friends. I think they did an illustration collection that was released in France. If you know, let me know in the comments below. But I'm pretty sure they did, but I don't think this was released in English at all. Of course, very post-apocalyptic, cyberpunk, some kind of horror elements to it. Man, that's a great book. Nihei Tsutomu is amazing. A couple other art books that I got. Akira Animation Archives. Of course, concept art for Akira. So another hard one to find. And this is very hard to find. I'm not going to show the inside of it, but this is Mieko Kawasaki's only art book. This is witches and yojo, like witches and lady spirits. I don't know. Anyways, it's all the female characters from her manga that she put out throughout the 70s and 80s and into the early 90s. It's an amazing, amazing art book, but unfortunately, as you can see here, can't really show the inside. I also, at these pop-up events, I just kind of get a variety. I kind of know what they're going to bring because I know the dealers and stuff, and they know me, so they know the kinds of stuff that I like to buy. And one thing that they know I like to buy is horror movie stuff, well, 80s, a lot of 80s, 70s and 80s movie stuff, and Bosso Zoku Motorcycle Club stuff. So I got this book, wow, what do we want to call it? Something Island, Bosso Island. It's a rad Bosso Zoku collection. It's basically what this does is it documents various motorcycle clubs around Japan from 1979. Check out those ladies, so cool. They would kick our butts, I'll tell you that much. Super rare one, super hard to find. I threw it up on the website. And of course, they know I love that 80s horror, so V-Zone and the horror movies. I got all 5 issues of the horror movies and this V-Zone 5, which is great. Halloween show. Shows the makeup, keyframes, behind the scenes, Nightmare on Elm Street. John Carpenter, Dream Lover. So cool. Oh, check out that illustration. Nice, nice. And then I got the Horror Movies 1, the Horror Movies 2, Fright Night, the horror movies 3, the horror movies 4, and the horror movies 5. This is the hardest one to find. This one's pretty rare. There was their last attempt to keep the magazine alive, and unfortunately, it did not survive. So these are all 85 to 86, I believe. So the key years. And another movie thing, I got this for myself. Text heavy, but who cares? Because it is Repo Man. Check out how thick that bad boy is. And this was the movie pamphlet. I mean, for the release. It's crazy. So lots of text, but some crazy keyframes. Man, I love Repo Man. Man. So good. All the beer just says beer on it. And then it's got just complete text and stuff, which is fine with me, you know, I don't mind. And then keyframes and dialogue, key scenes. It's pretty cool. This is a cool book. This is a really rare one. World Apartment Horror movie pamphlet. Of course, a film by Katsuhiro Otomo. Satoshi Kon. Satoshi Kon wrote the manga. I wish I had the manga in stock, but dang, it is hard to find these days. And this is my favorite page right here. It gives us a diagram of the occupants of the horrible apartment, the danchi, the projects. And anytime you see Amano, you have to pick it up. Vampire Hunter D movie pamphlet. Amazing. Love me some Amano. Another thing that the pop-ups are great for are vintage magazines and Gravure photo books. So I picked up probably 40 Gravure photo books and stuff like that. I always try to target 80s and 90s because, well, they have like a rad aesthetic to them. And also because a lot of those models also became actresses and worked in films or were on TV and stuff. Some of them were musicians, stuff like that. Hosokawa Fumie, for example, Fujimoto Miki. We stock a lot of Gravure stuff up on Japan Book Hunter. Nogawa Isamu. Just a Girl featuring Kumiko Takeda. And this is gold, my friends. This is Kishin Shinoyama's Idols, 1970 to 2000. It is a brick of a book. And it's just got so many Gravure idol picks. And of course, Kishin Shinoyama passed away a couple years ago, but was a prolific photographer throughout this, Beat Takeshi, throughout the 60s, 70s, 80s, actually right up until he passed, but did numerous covers for magazines and photographed the who's who in Japanese entertainment. And finally, when at a pop-up, you run across some G-Taste, you buy some Yagami Hiroki's G-Taste. Obviously not gonna show them here, but they exist, my friends. 3, 4.5, and 5. Fun stuff. And thank you everyone for being here on our YouTube channel. Remember, we have a YouTube members only club where I drop exclusive videos just for you guys. Also, if you're there, you get early access to these videos, and it's cheap. It's like $4 a month or something like that. And we're over there, Japan Book Hunter, on the Patreon. $5 a month gets you an exclusive video each week, some throwback videos, and we do all of our live drops there first. So those guys, those patrons, you know, the people up on the Patreon, they get first access to all of our live drops before anyone else. So hop on over there, and Japan Book Hunter on Instagram. Thank you, everyone. Final note, if you live in the USA, there are no tariffs on information materials. That includes books, posters, movie pamphlets, DVDs, CDs, film strips, and art. However, we cannot ship you t-shirts, toys, tote bags. No. But keep on ordering, my friends and my fellow collectors. Love you guys. Until next time, mate ne.